Well, hello everyone, this is Joe Drums coming to you. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm doing awesome. I figured I'd do another video on stick grips. I've been pondering this idea for quite some time now, and obviously the last video that you saw, we did the sticks with the stick grip called Get a Grip, and these are the ones with the sleeves where you just slide the drumstick into the sleeve, and basically you heat with a heat gun. And it actually melts to the stick and kind of gives you a grip that way, which basically ends up like these ones right here. Okay, and these sticks here that I did last week, basically I didn't tell you about these rubber rings. These rubber rings are actually supposed to go on underneath the sleeve. I thought they were actually on top of it just to kind of give you a little reference to where to put your thumb so it doesn't slide forward, which is kind of a neat idea too. But you can actually do the same thing if you slide the rubber sleeve over on top of it, and then when you heat it, it'll actually leave a bump right where that ring is at. So that's how to do that properly. I didn't know that, and of course I didn't read the directions. I should have, but you know, we're all men here. we don't need to read directions, right? But I guess sometimes we do. But anyway, so I still put these on here. The next set, if I do these again, I'll heat them up with the rings on the inside of the sleeve instead of on the outside. So that's those. And then these ones here we're going to be talking about today. These basically are like a bandage. Like when you go get blood taken or get blood drawn, after they're done they give you a cotton ball and you hold the cotton ball and then they wrap it. Well, that stuff that they wrap it in is this stuff right here, and I found this at a dollar store. It's got that rubber grip, and I thought, that might be something to try. Again, these are pretty cool, and you know, they're not too expensive. They're about $8 for I think 3 pair. So, but this was a little bit more interesting because this was only $1 for the roll, and the roll actually I got it, like I said, at the dollar store. I bought 3 rolls of it. I bought red, green, and blue. They had pink, but I just got the red, green, and blue for now. If I have some, girl students or something, if they want pink, I could, maybe make some in pink. But this stuff is really stretchy. So what I did was I started with a piece, and actually I'll show you this in a little bit, but I started down here originally just kind of twirling the wrap and just kind of wrapping and wrapping and wrapping, and it actually became too much. It was actually too, too much padding. And I wanted a thinner coat instead of a nice thick coat. I guess thick would be alright, but again, I didn't want the stick any thicker than I already have it right here, which is like a 747, so I wanted it the same thickness and not have a big kind of, puffy thing at the end here. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. And then another set that we're going to do is we're actually going to dip them in this rubber solution. I went to the hardware store and they had this stuff that you take your tools and you take the handle of your tool and you can dip it in the stuff and it makes a rubber coating around it, giving you grip that way. And I thought, that might work with drumsticks as well. So because obviously, you've seen the Vic Firth, and I think ProMark has it and Zildjian had it. They have what they call dipsticks. So I went and tried it, and it worked really good, and it seemed to grip really well, and I got it kind of down to a science, so I'll show you how I do that as well. So come on, we're going to talk about grips today on the sticks, and let's do that now. Okay, what we have here, as you can see, is the very much used ProMark stick wrap. From using it for so long, after a while, the tackiness of the stick wrap kind of wears off. And it starts to become more like a cloth, and it's just kind of slippery. So the point is you end up having to take it off. So I was debating about getting some more or creating my own kind of grip for the stick. And I know that companies make dipsticks out there, and I thought I would try my own. And that's what I have going on here today, is using the stick grip. So we're going to peel this stuff off, and we'll do that right now. Take this off. And it just peels off like this. And as you can see, it leaves a residue behind on the stick because it's been on there for so long. That actually has to be rubbed off. And it's just a big pain. But I'll show you how I get it off of here. Hold on. So I take some paper towel and I just start rubbing this stuff off. It comes off pretty easy. It's nothing, I don't have to put anything on it, but it makes a mess, as you can see here. Some of this is actual sticky residue from the tape that they put the glue tape on there. So once that's off, you're left with this kind of a stick. Kind of a messy kind of thing, but it's alright because I'm going to use it as for the dipsticks. Let's do the other one. And again, get the stickiness off of here. Alright, so we pretty much got the ProMark stuff off. Now we're going to go with the grip. Okay, in that can down below, I actually have the liquid version of this right here is what it is. They have this at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's called Plasti Dip. I think I got this at Lowe's. And this was about $5-6 for the can, or you can get the liquid stuff. Now what happened was, when I first did this, the can that it came in, and when I dipped it in, it wasn't enough, it didn't come up high enough. So I had to find this was actually a Metamucil container, and I used that and poured 2 different bottles of that plastic dip in this container. So I'm going to shake it up. Once this is all smooth, we're going to make this kind of dip. Here we go. Put it in, and then pull it out. Let it drip here for a second. And you can see it makes a really good coating around it, as long as I don't touch it anywhere. And it's really smooth. And then what I like to do is to kind of just dip it in the tip here of the lid, just so that it kind of gets a little bit of a kind of an edge around it. Okay, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Turn it a couple times and then just pull it out. And it's still dripping a little bit. And this one here, that one's not dripping, it's drying. And again, I'll come over here, do a little edgy on it. I'm just basically just pushing down on the lid a little bit. And then let's see if I can do this. And I got 2 of them in there. They're dripping a little bit. Again, I'll use the lid to kind of come up behind it. Alright, we're going to let those dry, and we'll come back in about 4 hours. Okay? So let's go ahead and let those dry, and we'll see what they look like when they come back, and see what they look like dried up. We'll kind of zoom in here. And there's the dipsticks. Alright, we'll come back in a few hours. Like I said, about 4 hours it says it takes to dry, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, and while we're still waiting for the dipsticks to dry, I wanted you to take a look at another way you can actually wrap sticks too. And what I did was I went to the dollar store and I found these things. They're called self-adhering bandage roll, and it's 3 inches wide, and there's 2.5 yards in this, so it's quite a bit for what it is. And it's, believe it or not, as you can see the price there, it's only $1 for this. So I got 3 rolls of it. I got red, green, and blue. And I'm going to show you how to wrap these, how I wrap them on this video right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we have here is everything that you'll need to get started, which is the scissors, the drumsticks, of course, and the wrap. And what I do is when I first did this, I started using too much of the wrap. And this is made of kind of like a rubber material, so it's really stretchy, as you can kind of see here. And what I did was I wrapped them too much, and I was using too much of it, when I really didn't have to do that. I could actually go a little bit less. And the way I wanted to do it was, all I needed to do was take the end of the stick and find out where I wanted to stop on the wrap. So I want to cover up kind of like where Vic Firth is right there. I don't want to cover up the logo, but I'm going to have to with this type of wrap. And then what we do is we'll pull it some more, and then actually get the exact same amount on the other side of the stick. Let's do that a little bit more. And the stuff is really stretchy, and it's very rubbery. It's got some great grip to it. So as you can see, I've got it going up to the Vic Firth, and then I'm wrapping it around until I get to the other edge of it. And then we're going to cut that right there. Okay? So I'm going to cut that. We'll go a little bit more out. And we're going to split this in half, because each one of these is going to be exactly the amount that I need for each stick. So go ahead and cut right here, right to the edge. Right there. Okay. So now I have actually a full length piece, as you can see right there. I'm going to double it up. And I'm going to cut the other edge right here, right down the center of it. As you can see right there. Okay? So now I actually have 2 separate pieces. Let's zoom out here. Okay, I have 2 separate pieces. And again, this stuff is real sticky, so it can actually stick to the other side of it. And I'm going to pull it apart though. And like I said, it's real sticky stuff, so there you go. I got 2 separate pieces. And the way we're going to wrap it, it's kind of hard to start this, but because it wants to move on you. But I usually get right to the edge of the stick and then wrap it until, and I kind of stretch it right here until it starts to grab it. Okay, again, we'll start here. And then I'll start wrapping it. And you want to make sure you get all the creases as best as you can. You're not going to go, it's not going to be crease free in the bandage, but at least, you know, try to get most of them out. And then you just roll it. Then you keep rolling it. Until you come to the other side of it, and you just kind of make it go like that. And there is the grip. Okay. Went up to about there. And then that way you can hold it traditionally right here so that you're still holding onto the grip. Or if you're doing match grip, you're still holding onto it here. Alright, let's try the other one more time. Okay, and I think we got it. As much as we're going to do here, I'll kind of redo it just a little bit here. And then, like I said, its stickiness itself will automatically adhere to it. So here's what it looks like. I got it as pretty as close as I'm going to get. And again, you can see on the bottom of it. You can see on the bottom how I have a little bit, you know, it's not always at the, it doesn't have to always be at exactly at the edge, but there you go. And this is grip, and when this wears out, it's only $1 as opposed to $12 when you buy a couple pair from ProMark. So this is the self-adhering bandage stick wrap. And this is what I use. Alright, so that's it. The self-adhering bandage wrap. I got it at the dollar store for exactly $1. It's 3-inch tape. They've got different colors. They had green, blue, red. I think they even had pink too, but I grabbed the 3 colors that I liked. And here's what they look like wrapped up. They give a really good grip. They're not as messy as the dipsticks. And like I said, the dipsticks take so long. They take about 4 hours to dry. So we're waiting on those right now. And we'll come back in about 4 hours and we'll see how those go. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, everybody, as you can see here, the sticks are still hanging. I've had them on for over 4 hours now. They say at least 4 hours. I just let them go all night. But anyway, as you can see, they're here. I took the newspaper away because they're not dripping anymore, obviously. Let's go ahead and take a look at them and see how they came out. So we'll take the rack off. And as you can see, these are Vic First sticks. And you can see how nice and smooth. I'm turning the sticks around so you can see they came out really smooth. The grip, they really grip nice. And yeah, so that's how to do the dipsticks with the plastic dip, or it's kind of like a rubber dip. Okay, so that's pretty much it on how to take your regular sticks and dip them in the plastic stuff or the rubber stuff that I tried out. Like I said, it's about $5-6 a can for it. I bought 2 cans so I could fill it up a little higher and get a little bit more of a length on the stick as far as dipping it. Because originally the can would have been about like this length and it would only have gotten up to here if I would have dipped the original can in. But because I filled up 2 cans of it into one, then of course it went up a little bit higher here up by the Vic Firth. And it still will do the traditional grip. I can still hold it at the traditional grip area. Or if I want to hold it match grip, I can hold it match grip. Kind of where the you know, the flag is next to the Vic Firth. And it's usually right there. So if you have any questions or if you want to try this yourself, go ahead and try it. Drop me a line if you need any help with it. Other than that, that's how to dip the drumsticks in and give yourself a homemade grip for your sticks. Alright, well that's pretty much the segment on stick grips. Like I said before, you know, I was doing a lot of research on this. Probably within the last, 5-10 years now, I've been thinking about grips and stuff, and I like the ProMark grip, don't get me wrong, those are really nice. They're not too expensive, like I said, they're about $12, $13 to wrap 2 pair of sticks. So those aren't too bad. The other way to do it would be, of course, the dipstick way, which there's a can for about $5, $6, but you have to get 2 of them, and you have to get a container that's a little bit taller so that you can dip these things down farther to make it one whole, even swoop, so to dip the stick nice and evenly. So again, watch that. That's the only way to do that. This is a lot more messier, a lot more cleanup going on, but again, in the end result, it's really nice. Of course, you have the stick grips, which are the sleeves, which you kind of get a heat gun and you melt these onto the stick. This is another way. These are about $8, $9 for 3 pair, and of course this is the dollar version. This is for the cheap, the guy that doesn't want to spend a lot but has some grip. I don't know how long this is going to last. We'll see how long these grips last, and I'll let you know maybe in a future video. But again, these are the kind of ace bandages. There's different colors. I bought them at the dollar store. They're literally $1 a piece. The roll has got like 2.5 yards of, so I imagine you could probably get 4 or 5 pair out of that, which is really good. And again, provided that you wrap it like the way I was showing you and get it really tight and pull it really, snug all the way around the stick, so to get a nice even, stick grip. And that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions or any problems with anything, let me know. I'll try to answer the questions as soon as I can. And until then, you guys take care, keep rocking. This is Joe Drums signing off. Have a good one.